Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. I might as well introduce Blue. Say hello. If you see him in the background, he's just wandering about. So anyways, today's video is going to be about somebody that I went to college with. Basically, I had a boyfriend who I was with for 6 months. He wanted to join my course at college. This is where things started to get a little bit dodgy. So before I start, get your snacks, get your drinks, go put the kettle on, because it's going to be one of these videos where I'm just going to ramble and talk and everything, so you might as well get comfy. I'm not going to say the names of the two peasants. Do you mind? Do you mind? Can you stop it? No. And this is why. Blue, can you stop it, please? Come. There. You sit next to me. You say hello to everybody. Yeah. Anyway, stop barking. I'm not going to say the names of these two peasants. I am going to change the names. So, my boyfriend at the time was called Michael. And my friend, who I worked with at college, was named Claire. So, we've got Michael and Claire. Shh. Enough now. It's just the cars outside. Yes. Huggy boy. Oh, I know. Right, go lie down over there. So, I met Michael when I can't even remember how old I was. I think I was about 18. No, I wasn't. Yeah, about 17, 18. And things were going good. You know, when you first get in a relationship, it's always good. Your heads are in the clouds and you kind of like think you're in love when really you're not. So anyways, I started college before I met Michael. And how I met Michael was through Facebook. And then obviously we talked, we were friends at first, and then we got together. So I told him, you know, I'm at college and stuff, so I can probably see you after college or whatnot. So putting him to one side, I studied performing arts at college, and I loved it. I was there for 2 years, made a lot of friends, and I'm still, you know, in touch with all these people, bar one. So yeah, college was great. Had a lot of good memories there with the good people. Obviously, I become really good friends with Claire. So me and Claire would work together. We're both doing performing arts, singing, dancing, acting, everything like that. And it was good. We used to sit and eat together at the canteen at college, or would walk up the road, go to McDonald's, get our dinners there, go outside, get some fresh air, you know, have a tab, you know, just general stuff like that. We'd have a laugh, we'd talk about anything and everything. So there was one day where Michael started asking us about college. Bearing in mind, Claire and Michael never ever met each other at this point. However, Claire was on my Facebook profile, and just seeing that I was in a relationship with him. She never asked questions or anything like that. So anyways, Michael was asking about what college life was like and do I enjoy it, what do you do, and stuff like that. And I was telling him, I was like, oh yeah, it's really good, like I've made a lot of friends, I really enjoy myself, I feel great waking up on a morning because I know I'm going there, and it's just a good time. A couple of weeks went by and he was asking us if he would be able to enrol on the college course, and I says, well, I can ask my tutor for you. So I did, and then my tutor had says, well, shall we bring him in and you and him can just sit in the room and I'll be there and I'll interview him, tell him to bring his qualifications, blah blah, all with him. So I told him that, and then he had the interview, then he was officially enrolled onto the course. When he was interviewed, it was on the Friday, so then he started Monday. So when Monday come along, I met him at the bus station and we walked to college, and obviously all my friends and stuff were sat down at the table and we walked in, and obviously we sat down and everybody's looking, and I heard a couple of my friends say, isn't that your boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, he's just enrolled onto the course. And then my tutor got up off her seat and she was like, oh, I just want to introduce Michael to everybody. He's just started the course today, so he'll be, you know, joining in all activities, blah blah. And Claire was sat there and all she was doing was just staring, and she couldn't keep her eyes off him. I'm trying to conversate with her, and just going but she's like looking at him like this, and I'm like talking to her, and then all I'm getting off her is yeah, but she's looking at him right bang in the eyes, and I just went like that to her, and she was going, I'm sorry, what? And I'm like, are you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm fine. I've just daydreaming. I'm like, all right. So at this point, I thought to myself, maybe she was just in a phase, like, I don't know. But just to let everybody know that's watching, my college course was for people with learning disabilities. I have learning disabilities myself, but we'll talk about that in another video because I do have a plan for that, to talk about myself and everything that I have with my conditions and stuff. So anyways, I thought to myself, oh, it must just be, you know, just having one of them moments where, you know, our conditions coming out. We're working, stuff like that. Michael's making friends. He's talking to the lads. He's talking to the lasses and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just looking at him and I'm smiling and I'm like, are you enjoying it? He's like, yeah, I love it. So days and weeks went by. We were starting to do like performances for the college. We're like singing, acting and dancing. And I noticed as the weeks were going by, this is when things started to go a little bit sour. Claire and Michael started to get really friendly with each other. Now, I'm not a person who gets jealous. I'm not a person that gets, you know, sour-faced when a partner of mine has friends that are girls. I don't care. Like, if you want to be friends with a girl, be friends with a girl, you know? but there is a limit. There is a limit. So what was happening, what I was saying, is they were laughing and carrying on. And I was trying to talk. I was trying to get myself involved in whatever they were talking about. I can't remember what they were talking about. And then they were just ignoring us. I thought, right, okay, I'll just take a step back, let them get on with it. And then we all sat down at the table at this point because that lesson finished and we had to go back to the other one where we were, you know, writing about our performance and stuff and what we're doing. And the two of them, like, because we had a square table and there was chairs all the way, you know, sides, front. And I sat on the side and Michael was like here and Claire was sat right next to him. And what was going on was they were rolling up bits of paper and throwing it at each other and then attacking each other with the pens, you know, like a little pen fight where you would draw on each other and stuff like that. And my tutor started noticing there was something wrong. And the way they were going on, she was actually sat watching them while I was, and then I was trying to focus on my work. But all I could hear is them two laughing right in my ear. And then the end of the lesson had come. Everybody went out the room and I was, you know, put my coat on, get my bag on, and the tutor stopped me. And I thought that Michael would have just, you know, stayed with us. No, he followed everybody else and her as well. And the tutor stopped us. She went, "Can I have a word with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if you want." She was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I says, "I'm just going through a lot of stuff at home." I says, "I'm having problems." She was like, "Well, what's these kind of problems?" So I was making up some, you know, bullshit story. And I remember her saying, "You don't have to lie, you know." She says, "I know exactly what's going on and it's not anything happening at home." She says, "You know just as well as I do what you saw just 15-20 minutes ago, the way them two were going on." I'm like, they're just friends. And she says, "Are you sure about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I says, like, we all laugh and carry on with each other. She was like, "So are you and Michael okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're fine." She went, "What about you and Claire?" I says, "Yeah." I says, "We're all best friends." I says, "We get along." I says, "Me and Michael are fine." So she was like, "Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, but what I'm saying is two people that are getting very, very close and, you know, she's your friend and he's your boyfriend. They're not acting like a friend or a boyfriend to you. They're acting like they're already together." So obviously I was like, "Nah, I don't see it that way. Like, everything's fine." She says, "Well, look, I'm here if you need to talk." So I was like, "Well, thank you for the chat." I says, "I'm gagging for a tab." I says, "I need to go outside and have a smoke." She says, "Well, you do that." But she says, "Any problems, you know where I am." I was leaving and then things started to, like, you know, really get to us. I went outside for a smoke. My other friends come up to us asking us if I'm alright and stuff because they had noticed it as well. And I'm like, "Look, I'm fine, I just need to get this tab." And it's like, I'm stressed. So nothing was said. Didn't know where Michael and Claire were at this point. From then on, it just felt like a blur afterwards. Like, I can't actually remember where they were. They're probably off doing something. And then I remember one day I pulled Michael and I says, look, I says, I mean, you okay? I says, I was still together and stuff like that. He was like, I would never leave you. You know, he's grabbing me face, you know, putting his hand through me hair. It's like, I love you so much and we'll never ever split up. And then he made that day all about me. He was telling us how much he loved us, telling us how much I was the one for him, how beautiful I looked and all this shit. And stupid me believing all of this, you know. And then I slept over at his house, and then I noticed, because this was on a day off at college, I was knocked out until the afternoon, didn't know why, and I found that my phone was in his hands when I woke up, and his phone was ringing. And I was like, wait a minute, why have I woke up at this hour? I'm talking like 4 o'clock in the afternoon I woke up. And why have you got my phone? I says, who's that ringing you? It's coming up with a college name. So what was going on was he was checking on my Facebook to see if I was the one that was cheating. And I'd been noticing for, you know, weeks, which I should have mentioned this beforehand, but I didn't. She was using the receptionist's phone at the college to contact him. And basically, to cut a long story short, you probably know what they were doing. They were having a relationship. They were messaging each other by text and on Facebook, and he was drugging me just so he could get on my phone to flip the blame onto me. That's why I was waking up in the afternoon. So yeah, they had a relationship together. They were going out, you know, together. They were on the same course as me at college. So obviously when I wasn't at his house, she would be ringing him. When I was at his house, she'd be ringing him from the college receptionist's phone. Because when you go to reception through the doors, they have a telephone right on the edge of the counter. So I used to say I used that phone, but at the time I wasn't sure, because there was days where he was saying he wasn't well, but I think he just wanted to have alone time talking on the phone to her. Obviously that's what was happening. The reason I found out he was drugging us was because one night I asked him to go get some water and make us a cup of tea. And I looked at the water after drinking half of it, and I was seeing it, you know, fizz, and there was like these little things that were floating in it. I'm like, I says, that's dirty, that. So he went, it must be me taps. I'm dead sorry, it must be Northumbria water. And then I was drinking me tea, and after me tea, I just went bang. Just passed out on the bed, like, you know when you get your pajamas on and you're comfortable and you just like, oh, it felt like I was being knocked out for surgery. I was like this on my phone 1 minute and then out of it the next. And I was noticing that was happening for a while, and these little things that I was seeing in the glass was his medication for his mental health that he was putting in my drinks. So he was, you know, trying to get me asleep so he could ring, so he could text her, video call her, whatever. And I only started realising this when we split up. So obviously I kicked off over it, you know, but back to the story of Michael and Claire. They were still at college with me and everybody else. My friends, other friends, all my good friends, what were letter supporters. And they were great. Yous know who yous are. Thank you for that. And they were just, you know, acting like nothing was wrong, acting like everything was okay and stuff. And all I was doing was just giving them dirty looks and continuing with my work. So obviously, like, I went to my tutor and I told her everything. And she was like, I told you, and you do see the good in the wrong people. She says, that is no friend and that is no partner to you. She says, you can do better. She says, it must be very hard this, you know, yous having to work all together with everybody else and you seeing them like that. I says, yeah. I says, but obviously you don't care about us. I says, I'm just going to let them get on with it. And then it was one day, Claire had says, well, there's things that I want to talk to you about. And I was like, what things? She was like, there's stuff going on behind my back. And I'm like, hold up a minute. You have done the most shittiest thing. And you're meant to be a friend. You're meant to be a college friend who I have to work with on a daily basis. And now you want to talk because you feel there's something going on behind your back. I says, the fucking audacity. I says, I can't believe you. I says, so, come on then, tell us. I says, what's going on? Then she comes out with it. She went, I think he's cheating on us. And I says, you know what, fucking good. I says, that's the most greatest news I've ever heard. I says, now you feel exactly like how I felt. And I says, you've done this. You know what she said? Well, really, if you think about it, I done you a favour. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, all these things she was coming out with, I'm surprised I didn't punch her in the face. And then, years down the line, it was just a blur. Like, he ended up leaving, he cheated on her. He was messaging some bloke on Facebook, flirting, you know, sending pictures of his to him, and this other lad was doing it back. I saw it for myself because I knew his password. Had no inkling that he was like that. I knew he had mental health problems. I should have known better. I should have just fucked off, just like he did. And never spoke to him in my life. As I say, years down the line, she has been trying to contact us. There was a time where we were friends again, and I was like, look, we'll leave what happened in the past. I says, we were young and I've moved on now. I'm with someone that I've been with for like 7 years and he's great and I love him. Never once done anything bad to us, anything like that. It's nothing but a laugh. We make memories all the time. He's so loving, he's great, and I absolutely love him. But this is where the story gets even more worse. So every relationship I had been in after Michael, she would be in the background making fake profiles, trying to contact the people that I was in a relationship with. She tried with 2 people who I'd been in a relationship with. One of them was going to meet up with her. The other one was messaging her, and they were talking all sorts, but I'd be here all day explaining it. But yeah, she's tried. But the only one that never ever done anything with her was my partner who I'm with now, and that I have been with for the past 7 years. And he fully understood when I first met him, when I first started talking to him. I told him this whole story, and he was like, wow, what a fucking bitch. I went, damn right. He says, I would never ever do that to anybody. And he's proved that. He's the only one that's never contacted her, that's never met up with her, and nothing dodgy's ever happened. So I've scored this time. But she has tried, and she has tried to message Mark, which is my partner, and she's failed. He's just blocked her straight away. He did say to us in the past that he has spoken to her by saying hello and then that's it. But he's never done a thing wrong. I trust him with my life, honestly. But then she's started to stalk us online. She's made fake profiles, trying to be my friend and stuff. She was like blaming me for things to what happened back then. And she started taking my words, going, oh, like, what kids back then, it's you that needs to let it go and stuff like that. And I'm like, I have let it go. I says, why would I be bothered now when I'm with somebody else? I says, I was bothered back then because it happened. I says, because obviously I was with him and I thought I loved him and stuff like this. And I says, you fucked that up. And I says, not only did you, but he did as well. You're both in the wrong. It takes two to tango. So, yeah, I've had to get police involved for the harassment that I've received from her. I don't hear of him anymore. An ex is an ex for a reason. He never tried to contact us again after all of that happened back at college. But she, every time I've tried to become a friend, when it's been me that's telling her, we need to like let this go. Like I don't know about you, I says, but you can't be friends with someone after you've done that really, and then keep upcasting it all the time. I says, it's no good for either of a friendship. And she's like, well, you caused it. I'm like, how did I cause it? I says, you were the one that slept with him. You were the one that got with him whilst I was with him, you know. And then the friendship never continued after that. But police are aware, you know. If she contacts us, I need to contact them, you know. She hasn't done for about a year now, but there was a time where I deleted all my social medias because I couldn't be bothered with the drama anymore. Like, she would get drunk and then try to ring us, try to text us. She would be nice, then be a cunt the next, you know, and then upcasting things again. You know, and I can't be bothered with that. Like, I'm happy in my life. And I absolutely love my life. I adore my life. Everything that I've got in my life is mine, nobody else's. I will never let anybody do that again. But as for social media, I've got it all back. Why should I let some little whore bag ruin my life for? But I can honestly say life now was much more better. I've got amazing friends who I call family, amazing partner. What more could I ask for? No jealousy, there's no flirtatious between my friends and my partner. Everything's great. These people I trust with my life, including Mark, my partner. So yeah, that is the story. She slept with my boyfriend at the time. If you like to see more story time content like this, please please let us know. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification so you never miss a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.